minute. Oh wait. My name is Wendy. I go by Aurituh as my artist name. I'm a 25-year-old musician. Yes, I'm 25. That's really it. I'm indigenous. Yeah. And then over time, I was like, wait a minute, I'm actually kind of good. Maybe I should like try to like create a name or something, or it's too like basic. So I made it Aurituh, because like in Spanish, ahorita means like now, and I'm like a huge procrastinator, and I'm like, maybe I should like actually make music now. And the tuh is like tomater from like Cars. I'm not joking.
So this is Wendy. I met her at Musical Intervention. And she has a car. And so yeah, I'm gonna interview her about her music.
So the thing with Subaru Outbacks is they're more for lesbian families and not for single lesbians. So there's a problem. I don't have a wife or a child, but I'm hoping I can maybe one day get a dog. Hold on, ma'am.
Wait, do you want to ask you questions while you're driving, or is that a bad idea?
Honestly, I'm down.
I feel like, driving is scary.
I need her to parallel park. She's doing well. She's doing great. She's doing a good job at parallel parking. No, I grew up listening to a lot of music. I grew up listening to a lot of Mexican artists. Cool. So my dad, like, instead of like my dad can sing really well, and his whole family sings really good. Like, my grandma was a singer, and so like she and my dad were like some of like the better singers, I guess, of the family. So my like lullabies growing up were like Vicente Fernandez and like Pepe Aguilar, who like I know you don't know, but like they're like Mexican artists, and they're like really important in like Mexican culture. Like, they've done a lot for like Mexican people, and like, yeah, they're really cool. But like, those were some of like the songs that I like, what the people like sung those songs to me, whether that was like my mom or my dad. But like, I knew Pepe Aguilar songs from the time I was like 3 years old. But yeah. I think my dad's side listened to more like corridos and things like that, regional music from like Jalisco. My mom's side was more like mariachi. And like, yeah, that was kind of more like her side. So I was very lucky that I got 2 different types of music, you know? Like, I got really lucky. No, I love Ivan though. He's my favorite. I'm like obsessed with him. I went to his concert, and mind you, oh wait, where's Pistachio? Oh shit. Okay, wait. Well, there's a lot of one-ways in New Haven. Hold on. Videos, if it's hilarious the first time, then I just go for it. But a lot of the times, when I post stuff on like TikTok, I'll like post about like family and like my culture and things like that. Like, a big thing for me is like my culture. Like, I put it a lot in my music. I don't perform it at Musical Intervention. Instead, I perform like For Him or like First Love, things like that, like romantic, cute stuff. Because if you listen to my other songs like on SoundCloud, they're very like traumatic. Like, they'll sound like.
Are they on Spotify
sad.
too?
No,
I didn't see those.
I have to put them on Spotify.
No.
It's kind of like my therapy in a way, because I grew up in like a very stoic family. Like, I'm talking like no emotion. Like, very, I don't mean to like stereotype my people, but like, you know, like the stereotypical native man, like very serious, very like what? Like, you know, no smiling. And like, I don't know, I was like always like a really emotional kid, but like I never was able to show it because it was kind of like ingrained in me that that's like kind of taboo. Like you should not be like showing emotion at 4. What's wrong with you? Kind of a thing. So like it was definitely one of those things that was like a therapy to me because music is all about emotion and it has helped me out like a lot in my life. Yeah. I think everybody needs like a creative outlet. Like I think everybody needs something physical, something spiritual, something creative in their life. And I think that like music is like my creative and kind of in a way my spiritual. And it also does help me like with my physical and things like that because like rapping takes a lot of like breathing and like it helps me with like my breath work and things like that. And like if you know anything about like performances and stuff, like when you're rapping, sometimes you'll like run out of breath. So like I do tend to like go on walks more and like try to like really control my breathing as much as possible. Yeah, no, a lot of my songs are like, I think the songs that I made, especially in the beginning, were like that too. Because like my great grandmother and my great grandfather were actually forced to be married because they were enslaved. So like knowing that like history of like my mom's side of the family made me want to like make music, especially because like I think music is like a kind of like a therapy.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important for people to like have like an outlet for that isn't just an actual therapist, but like kind of like a creative outlet for those things. And especially because like one of like my favorite poems is like in Nahuatl, and like a lot of the times like my like ancestry, like a lot of their poems and a lot of the poets in like the Mexica culture, like a lot of them would say things like, you know, your like legacy lives on through like flowers and songs. Like that's like a big thing
so
for
beautiful.
them. So like I don't know, that's kind of where I gained a lot of my inspiration from. They don't get it. It's very traumatic, and I feel bad for them.
Do you feel like New Hampshire, like, did you become more scared of white people after New Hampshire?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my god. It was so scary.
Wait, so what was that transition like? Before we were like, oh, no, this is fine, I guess I could. But then, like, what happened when you went to New Hampshire?
So, like, my friends were telling me, they were like, yeah, like, I got rocks thrown at me, and I had to get a police escort to my final exam, and I was like, what the fuck? Or is this the 60s? And then like, my friend was like, yeah, I got called the N-word, like, just walking. Like, I wasn't even doing nothing. I was like, what the hell? And then my other friends were like, yeah, a lot of white people like to dress up as Mexicans here. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? And they were like, yeah. No, I grew up mad.
Grew up angry.
I was definitely, like, mad at white people for it. I was never scared of those bitches, but I was mad at them. I was mad as shit. I was like, if I wouldn't get in trouble for smacking you, I totally would. Because I used to fight my cousins all the time, and I was like, I know I could take your little white ass. But, like, it was, like, one of those things. Like, growing up, I was like, I want to hurt you so bad, but I wouldn't do it. I was like, no, it's okay, it's fine.
Do you feel like you're able to, like, kind of healthily channel that anger into your music?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I was able to, like, do other things instead, and, like, I used to like do like running, like so I used to like run, like sprint and stuff, so I would like feel better. Hello, is this working? Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me? No, maybe. Yes, possibly. This tastes like cereal. Where's the key? Okay. I'm always so scared I'm gonna lock myself up. Oh wait. Forget I didn't read the sign. Forget I didn't read the sign. It's the same, right? This is actually funny. I stole my cousin's iPad. Like, I stole it. Like, I robbed him. I'm sorry, Axel. I robbed my cousin. Like, of his iPad. I kept it in my room. And it was awful because I was literally like a thief at this point. And I like put on my headphones, you know, the ones with the wires. I like connected it to the iPad. And I was listening to Kanye West's Graduation album and like Eminem. And I was just listening to it and I was like, wow, this is so good. And I swear, dude, I shed like a tear. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Oh my god, this is actually really funny. Okay, me and my friend were poor, obviously, at 15. So it's 2015, it was May, and my friend, an old friend of mine from high school, was like, we don't have enough money for BTS tickets. And like, BTS was performing in New York. And it was their first time in the United States, other than when they went to LA, like, I think the year prior. But anyway, so she was like, I can dance, so I'll do a dance. And I was like, okay. And like, to get the free tickets, you had to perform one of BTS's songs. Like, you had to like videotape yourself and like have yourself perform a song. So she was like, I'll dance. And I was like, dude, I can't dance. I'm like, I don't do that. And she was like, then sing. And I was like, I can't sing either. And she was like, then rap. Do something. And I was desperate for BTS tickets. I was desperate.
And you guys won?
No. We did not win. But that's how I found out I could rap. Because I rapped to a BTS song. I was like, wait a minute. I can actually do that. And then my friend was like, wait, you actually sound good. And I was like, that's really funny. Yeah, being Native, I didn't really connect to that culture for like a while because it was kind of like shamed out of us in a way. Like, especially growing up in like Connecticut, like I was in New Rochelle for a little bit. Like that's where like I was born in White Plains, New York. Where I lived in and then I lived in New Rochelle, New York for a little bit. Like up until I was like maybe like 5 years old. And like I grew up around like a lot of Mexicans there, and like a lot of my family still lives there. And I grew up around a lot of like the Latino community, things like that, Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and Black people. Like I grew up a lot around them, and then when I moved to Hamden, Connecticut, it was like majority white people. So it was like a very big change, and it felt almost like assimilation in a way. Like I definitely like couldn't express that. Like giving me like dirty looks, not wanting to like be my friend and things like that. It was weird growing up because I was like, damn, do I like smell bad or something? She don't want to be my friend no more.
Why didn't they want to be your friend?
Because my mom's brown.
That's all?
Like I remember there was like beef with some of the moms because like the moms were like mean to my mom, and like a lot of the moms were like white women. So like it was like a whole thing.
That's
like
horrible.
They were not cool with my mom like existing in the space. And then, like, I don't know, they felt, like, betrayed, because I was, like, pale as a kid. I guess they, like, felt betrayed. They were like, this little white-looking, like, kid, this little pale-ass kid, has a mom that looks like this. It was like, oh. Like, for a while, I felt, like, uncomfortable with my mom being around school without my dad, because I was like, damn, they're gonna, like, say something to her or something. Because, like, I knew a lot of them, like, were not happy to see my mom. All my ideas come from my brain and my sadness. So like I had like severe depression. Like I still have it, but like music definitely helped that, and like obviously therapy. But like yeah, like I just want to continue to make as much music as I can because I feel like it really does help me a lot. And from what I've heard from other people, they really like it and it really calms them. Like my music, I think I found my sound pretty quickly. Like my music and my voice fit each other pretty well. And a lot of people really like that, and they're like, your music calms me a lot. Like, I like your music.
Most people fall in love quite a few times.
Performing it's really nice, but like performing it's really nice because I get to see people's reactions. But like making the song and like then people like hearing it for the first time, like I like that too. Like I like making the music the most.
How does it feel to make music?
It feels very freeing. I feel very like light when I'm making music.
Are you like, how do you think of the words? Like, what is your writing process?
I literally just hear the beat and I start like writing.
Just start from the beat.
Yeah. It's just like word vomit. It's just like whatever happens. For real though. He was like 30. But I tried.
Wait, can you repeat this again? I wasn't recording.
What was it? I forgot already. I went on a boring date. There it is. Here in August of last year. It was really boring. I yawned so many times. I shook his hand afterward. It was giving meeting. I think I was radicalized since I saw the movie Spirit when I was like 3.
Which one?
I mean, my mom's Otomi and Mexica, and I know my grandma on my mom's side had like a Purepecha ancestry, and like sadly because my mom's dad's mom and her husband were enslaved, I know she was from Guerrero, but I don't have anything on her. Like I don't have any connection to that. But like I wish I did, cause it's like really cool. And then my dad's side is also disconnected because the state of Jalisco was like severely like colonized. Like there was a lot of erasure there, so like there's a lot of things that they didn't get to have. So a lot of my family is like kind of on my dad's side, like they don't really know much about their ancestry, but a lot of it's like their one tribe I know is Purepecha, and then my grandpa's grandmother was more like Huichol, or like Wiwaritai is what like we would call them, and Coca. They were like those tribes, but like that's kind of been lost now. And like I remember it was actually my cousin that I stole the iPad from. I remember one time I was like, he like said something mean to me, and I was like, you know what? And like obviously an 11-year-old just says whatever. So I was like, man, why is your nose like that? And he was like, cause we're Aztec. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? What the hell is he talking about, Aztec? And my mom was like, okay, you need to like calm down, and I'll explain it to you. And she like I started to get more curious because like just because of that, just because of my one insult on him, like even though I wasn't like I forgot what he said to me, but it made me mad, and I was like, you know what, your nose or whatever, and like that was like the start into my like reconnection to my people, basically.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your parents like have been related to that, or has it been like just been like by your own, like by yourself, or connecting to like indigenous folks?
It was definitely like a big shame to be like indigenous for like a long time. Like I know one of my nicknames growing up was Warina, which basically means like shy redskin. I'm not kidding. But like it was funny because like it was so weird on my mom's side because like they're so connected to that culture, but they deny it at the same time.
Oh, like so they are like speaking a lot or like
No, they don't speak it anymore. Sadly, I think the last person that spoke it was like my great grandparents, but they're very tied to the culture. Like there's like video of like my brother in regalia, and like I have regalia and things like that.
Oh shit! So like for real?
Yeah, and like
But they just don't talk about it.
yeah, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like instead of saying they're like indigenous, they'll be like, no, we're Mexican, we're Mexicans, kind of a thing. Like they're like,
ever do like, oh no, we're like we're mestiza,
yeah.
we're just a mixture.
They'll say things like that. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, like they'll say things like that. They'll be like, no, we're like mestiza or something like that. And I'm like, okay, sure you are. Of course. No, definitely my friend Bobby, who actually became my mentor, like I feel like she has like a very similar story to me, even though she's Quechua from Peru.
Oh, for sure.
So she like she has that thing like a lot of indigenous people do, where it's like being mixed, kind of in a way. Because like my dad is like kind of disconnected from his culture, and he's very pale, so he's not considered indigenous, even though he is. Meanwhile, my mom is like darker, and she's considered indigenous just by looking at her. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like my friends who are native can like really like relate to those kinds of things, kind of like a feeling of like, oh, like you're not native enough in a way, even though you might look it, or even though your mom looks it, or your grandma or whatever. So like I definitely found like relation with them. I'm like, oh, I feel like, and definitely like Bobby like inspired me to like not care if people said that I didn't look indigenous enough, because like you still have a voice, you know, as like an indigenous person, even though you're like lighter or you're like darker, because like that's like a big thing in like with natives. Like a lot of people still have like the blood quantum mindset. They still have that, and the thing is, the blood quantum mindset is like really dangerous, because it's like not only does it harm like people who are like half white, it harms people who are half black too, who are half Asian. You know, like it harms a lot of people. It doesn't. Yeah, it definitely is. It's meant to like separate people as much as possible, and I just never liked that. I was never into the idea that like somebody like just because they like have like a black parent or like an Asian parent or like a white parent, and automatically they're out of it. Like they're out of the tribe. They're not allowed to like wear those things. Like I've seen people like call out like people from like it's like I feel like it's even worse in like the north, because like the Lumbee tribe in like the north, like in the United States, like I don't actually, is the Lumbee tribe in the United States or Canada? I think they're in the United States, but they have like a lot of people who are like lighter skin, right? So a lot of people say things like, "No, you're not. You're not one of like you're not a native or whatever." And I'm like, that's kind of messed up. You can't really say that. But yeah, like it's bad. They're very white spaces. So sometimes I feel like I can't perform certain songs there, and I can't really do certain things there, because I feel like it will make white people very, very uncomfortable. And I also kind of like those white people. So I don't want to make them uncomfortable. Like, I feel kind of bad. I'm like, damn. I'm really about to, like, give you guys a bunch of white guilt if I perform this.
Jack knows that.
My dad's side was not as educated. Again, I feel like that was, like, a big problem with, like, the colonization. But, like, yeah, like, they had, like, no access to, like, school. Like, my dad basically, like, went, like, out of state to go to like his elementary school, and he only finished elementary school. So, like he never got to finish like middle school or high school or anything. Like he never went, but he never went to like high school or middle school or anything. Meanwhile, like my mom, like my great grandma, like told my like grandma and her sisters to go to school, and like they all went to like college. I'm the only one on my mom's side who graduated college of this generation, which is sad in the U.S.
Yeah.
I'm the only one. Beneficial. I think it's always beneficial to get a degree no matter what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like I really think it is beneficial. The thing is that like I felt pressure from both sides, because on one side it's like my dad never got that, so obviously I have to. Meanwhile, my mom was like studying aerospace engineering, and like her mom was like a teacher, and like her sister was like an accountant and like a freaking chemist. She had like 2 degrees. Meanwhile, like her other sisters were Spanish professors. So I was like, there's pressure from both sides in different ways. Like, you know what I mean? So like on my dad's side, everybody graduated college.
Oh.
So like
Dad's side?
I feel like my dad's side, like my cousins on my dad's side, it was very important for them to go to college because of how uneducated their parents were. Like they had nothing. Like only one of my uncles ever went to high school, and he only went for like 2 years because that's all they could afford. So that was really it. So like all of my cousins on my dad's side, every single one of them has gone to college and graduated. I don't have one cousin on my dad's side. Out of all 24 of us, I think there are, not one of us has like skipped college. Like we've all gone. Meanwhile, on my mom's side, I feel like it was like a different pressure. It's like, can we live up to the legacy of my grandma? Because like she went to college, but like she also like my mom's side is like it's weird because like my dad's side is like whiter but less privileged. Meanwhile, my mom's side is like they all look really indigenous and they have more privilege than them, kind of a thing. This is so good. I'm having such a good time.
You look pained.
I am in pain. This was very cold. It's like mainly ice, but it's also like really good.
Most people fall in love quite a few times. I wonder if Jack knows that.
It's a picture of my grandpa and my grandma, and they're dancing, and it's so cute. Doesn't my grandpa kind of look like Steve Harvey? He kind of has a smile.
Wait, they're so cute.
They're
Mom's
adorable.
side?
Yeah, this is my mom's mom and my mom's dad.
They're brown.
Yeah. No, they are, right? Like, okay.
So cute.
So she was Otomi and Mexica, and he also was, but he was also, his mother was from Guerrero.
Wait, so what do you feel like your goal is with music? Like, what's the dream, or like, what do you hope to do?
To make as much music as I can and to live comfortably off of it. Yeah, okay, bye.